Do you know why there isn't a $30 bill in the United States or a €30 bill in Europe? Introduction. Have you ever heard of a $30 bill or a €30 bill? Some might think such a bill once existed, lost in the archives of money history. But no! This bill never saw the light of day, so why is that? Why has the number 30 never found its place in our wallets? The truth is, every bill we use daily is the result of careful thinking. Central banks don't just pick bill amounts randomly. They think carefully about how people pay, how they make change, and how money changes hands. Imagine for a moment, if you had a 30-unit bill, how would you use it to pay 60, 90, or 120? But for 50 or 100, it wouldn't be very useful. That's the tricky part. Bills need to be handy, easy to combine, and fit the most common prices. Too many different values would make life complicated. Too few would make exchanges awkward. So, behind the missing 30-unit bill is a fascinating story. One of smart thinking, getting things done, and sometimes even old ways. Today, I invite you to dive into this logic, to discover how bills have changed over time, and to understand why some bills exist, and why others, like the mysterious 30, never became real. Open your wallet with me. What do you see? In the United States, the family of bills includes 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, and $100. The $1 bill is the star, it's everywhere. The $20 bill, on the other hand, is the champ for everyday payments. Yet, in the middle of this group there's a mysterious guest, the $2 bill. Rare, quiet, almost like a ghost. Many people think it doesn't exist, but it's very real. It's sometimes called the ghost bill, because it rarely appears. But when you find one, it feels like a small event. In Europe, the range is different. 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, and 500 euros. Here again, some bills are common friends in daily life, like the 5 or the 20. But there's also a giant, the €500 bill. Imagine a bill that packs so much value onto a simple piece of paper that it's impressive just holding it. Yet, this giant has become invisible. Why? Because it's no longer printed by the European Central Bank. It's still legal money, still usable, but it's not coming off the printing presses anymore. You could call it the invisible giant. These oddities show that bills aren't chosen by chance. The $2 bill is interesting because it's so rare, almost like something to collect. The €500 bill is fascinating because of its power, yet it was thought to be too risky, too handy for bad uses. In the end, each bill tells a story, one of being useful, safe, and sometimes even tradition. Behind every number printed is a smart choice that shapes our daily lives, and that's what makes the world of bills so captivating. A mix of logic, curiosity, and mystery. We've discovered the bills that are out there, from the most common to the most puzzling. But behind this collection of bills is a much more interesting system. Get ready. We're going from pictures to logic, and understanding why each printed value isn't an accident, but a piece of a puzzle made for our daily lives. History shows us some amazing things. In the United States, there used to be some really big bills, 500, 1,000, 5,000, and even $10,000 bills. Real paper giants, mostly used for deals between banks or big companies, but in everyday life, they were almost invisible. Too rare, too hard to use. That's why they were taken out of circulation in the middle of the 20th century. They just weren't useful for regular people. In the Eurozone, the story is different, but just as clear. The famous €500 bill is still legal, but it's not being printed anymore. Why? Because it was thought to be too easy to use for washing money and illegal funding. In other words, its high value made secret deals easier. So, the authorities decided to stop printing it, while still letting the ones already out there be used. And then, there's the case of the €30 bill. Unlike the big bills, this one never existed. Why? Because it was never seen as useful or smart. You can already get 30 with a 20 and a 10. Making it would have just added something we didn't need without a real benefit. So the history of bills shows us that each bill is the result of a clear choice. Some were gotten rid of because they were too much trouble or too risky. Others never came to be because they weren't needed. Behind every missing bill is a practical or historical reason. Now, let's look closer at the cultural and even funny parts. Ladies and gentlemen, the famous 30 bill doesn't exist, and yet it has found a very real place in our shared imagination. In popular culture, it's often used as a joke or a funny picture. In some movies or comedy sketches, this non-existent bill is made up to trick people who aren't paying attention or to make people laugh. Its non-existence is so clear that it becomes funny. The 30 becomes the very symbol of silliness. In the world of fake money, the idea has sometimes been used in a darker way. Counterfeiters have made fake bills that don't exist, like the well-known 30, to trick people who are too trusting. This reminds us of movie money, those fake bills used in movies that sometimes end up in real life, confusing people who don't know where they came from. What's fascinating is that the absence of the 30 bill has become a storytelling tool, a knowing wink in popular culture, a sign of a clumsy scam, and sometimes even a teaching tool to remind us that every bill follows a certain logic. In short, while the 30 bill was never thought to be useful or smart by central banks, it has found another life. That of a cultural symbol, used to make people smile, make fun of things, or point out how easily people can be fooled. Spiritually and culturally, the number 30 means plenty and creativity. Yes, it does. If people find a source of plenty and creativity in the spiritual side, shown by the number 30, how can we understand that the logical thinking of central banks moves away from this cultural and symbolic view, focusing only on being efficient and standard? This will be talked about in a helpful video coming soon. We invite you to subscribe to our channel, which offers educational content while keeping a light and funny tone, making learning fun and never boring. So, the next time you hold a bill in your hand, remember, it's not just a piece of printed paper, it's a sign of smart thinking. Each bill follows a clear pattern, 5, 10, 20, 50, which builds a simple and easy to understand scale. It's about combining. There's no need for a 30 bill, since a 20 and a 10 are enough. This avoids having too many bills because too many would make money flow and management harder. And finally, it sticks to international standards, where central banks prefer common and useful values. In short, behind every bill is a global system and a story that keeps shaping our daily lives.